Welcome to Numbers Simplified. In this channel, we seek to simplify and solve numerical problems. And today, we'll be looking at the cube roots using the product of prime factors. Starting with the terminology, a cube of a number is a product of a number by itself two times. Example 1. The cube of 5 is 5 times 5 times 5, giving us 125. However, we say that 5 is the cube root of 125, denoted by that symbol. So we are saying that the cube root of 125 is given by the cube root of 5 to the power 3. So taking note of the cube root and the cube cancelling out, we get the 5. Therefore, a cube root of a number is a value when multiplied by itself twice gives the number. The cube root of 8, that is to say, the cube root of 8 is equivalent to the cube root of 2 to the power 3, giving us a 2. Why? Because the cube root and the cube cancel out. Now, going back to the laws of indices, we are saying that the cube root and x to the power 3 will cancel out so that we have x. And also, if we have x times x times x, that will be equivalent to x cubed or x to the power 3. Subscribe not to miss out, but learn more on the topics, especially on the laws of indices. It would also help to check out our square root video where we talk about how to go about some of these facts. Great. So now moving on, to find the cube root of a number using product of its prime factors, we use the following steps. 1. Express the number as a product of prime factors. We covered prime factors on a separate video. Make sure you check it out. The link is in the description below. Step 2. Place repeated prime factors in 3 groups. That is to say, place repeated prime factors into 3 identical groups. And the final step, select one of the set or one of the group. That would be your square root, or rather your cube root. Great. So let's have an example. So in example 3, find the cube root of 216. So the solution, we find the prime factors of 216. So it's easy to see that 2 is one of them. We divide by 2, we get 108. By 2 again, we get 54. By 2, we get 27. This time around, the smallest prime factor is 3. So 3 into 27, we get 9. Then 3 into 9, we get 3. 3 into 3, we get 1. Awesome. So from here, we take all these prime factors, we multiply them by each other, and then separate these prime factors into 3 identical groups. So once we have done so, we are going to introduce the cube root that will cancel out with the cube so that we have 2 times 3 giving us the final answer of 6. That's how the method works. But let's take a look at another example. Example 4. Find the cube root of 64. Now, we find the prime factors, the first one being a 2. So 64 divided by 2, we have 32. That by 2, we have 16. By 2, we get 8. By 2, we get 4. By 2, we get 2. By 2, we get 1. Awesome. So we can now express 64 as a product of its prime factors. Now, once we have done so, we make sure that we place these prime factors into 3 identical groups. Awesome. So each group would have a 2 times 2. Now, the cube root of 64 would be a cube root of 64 But we know that inside the 64, we have 2 times 2 cubed. Then the cube root and the cubed will cancel out so that we are left with 2 times 2, the answer being equal to 4. Great. Let's move on to another example. Right, so this time around, we are finding the cube root of a very huge number, 13,824. So, as usual, we need to find the prime factors. Of course, the first one is a 2. So, 13,824 divided by 2, we get 6,912. Divided by 2, 3,456 by 2, 1,728 divided by 2, 864 divided by 2, 432 divided by 2, 216 divided by 2, 108 divided by 2, 54 by 2, 27. This time around, we introduce the 3 because 2 is no longer a suitable prime factor. So 27 divided by 3, we get 9. By 3, we get 3. By 3, we get 1. Now we are able to express our number as a product of its prime factors. Now, placing these prime factors into 3 identical groups, we would have each group comprising of 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So implying that the cube root of 13,824 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which multiply or result in 24. With that, I would like to congratulate you for making it thus far. The cube root of 1,157,625 is what you would find using the method that we have just learned. Remember, your feedback is always welcome here. Your experience in our sessions is also of value to us. So feel free to share your experience, your preferred future topics, your questions, concerns, and suggestions. Thank you so much for watching Numbers Simplified. God loves you.